What's going on YouTube? So increasingly truck makers are not just focused on blue-collar workers, but instead on ultimate luxury. This is why in the past 5 years, we have seen a massive increase in luxury offerings in the pickup segment, with GMC aiming to take luxury pickups to a new level. This is the 2023 GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate. And without wasting any time, let's go ahead and dive right into this review and see if this is the ultimate luxury truck. So if you remember last year, GMC really put the Sierra through an extensive refresh, which changed a lot of elements, including the fascia. So it does have the latest GMC design, slightly more rounded off than that traditional, really square look that they've had in the past. Now, with the Denali Ultimate, what are you getting that's different from the traditional Denali? Well, one of the main ways you can tell this is the Ultimate is because the grille is going to be finished in what GMC is calling Vader Chrome. It's basically a smoked chrome finish. As you can see, with the black exterior, it does mostly look black, but it is a different color, and the badging itself is also going to be finished in that color. That's not to say that there is no chrome on the vehicle itself, because down here in your lower fascia, you will still have the traditional chrome, and you'll see that repeated on other parts of the exterior as well. Now, coming to the headlights next, these have also been refreshed last year. They're going to be full LED with the latest design. We've got this large bracket-shaped daytime running light and turn signal indicator. These do also have entry and exit animations as well. And then if we go down below, you're also going to find LED fog lamps. Now when it comes to your wheel options, the standard Denali comes with a 20-inch alloy wheel and has available 22-inch options. However, when you choose to have the Denali Ultimate, you're going to get these 22-inch alloy wheels as standard equipment. And one look at these wheels and you can tell that GMC really put everything they had into these, because they've got so many different textures and designs. They're very, very interesting to look at. As you can see, there's both satin finish, darkened finish. You also have chrome accenting. You've got little lines in it, and you also have the blacked out badge in the middle. So like I said, very elaborate looking, and really you can tell that this is the most advanced Denali that you can get. Now, if you forgot, still, you have Ultimate branding up here at the top, again with the smoked chrome. The mirrors are going to be finished with the traditional chrome, and then as far as the feature set, they're going to have everything. So you have blind spot monitoring, heating, power folding, and auto dimming here on the driver's side.
Now, since we do have a Denali Ultimate model, we are going to have limited bed and cab configurations. As a matter of fact, the Denali Ultimate is only available in one configuration, 5.5-foot bed with crew cab. The Denali regular is available with the 6.5-foot bed as well, but do keep in mind that Ultimate is only that one configuration. Now, while I'm here at the site, I do want to point out really a cool feature that the Sierra has had. If you opt for the power running boards, they do pop out like that, but you'll notice that there's a little button here on the side. You can kick that button, and it actually will rotate the power running board back and allow you to easily assess anything in the rear of the bed. So that's a super nice feature. None of the other trucks have that. So if you regularly have stuff up in the front of the bed, that's a very useful feature to have. Now, working our way around to the rear of the Sierra, no changes for 2023. This is a beautiful truck, and that's going to continue this year, especially here in the Denali Ultimate trim level, because you're going to have all of the goodies thrown at you. So as far as just the design in general, the Denali Ultimate is going to give you kind of the smoked out badging here to give it a nice stealthy look, especially with this blacked out model. Denali branding is going to be down here. And then checking out our taillights, these are going to be full LED taillights. Nice bracket-shaped design, similar to what you see in the front. Like I said, they're full LED, brake light, turn signal, and reverse light. And then if we drop down to the lower area, We do have body color bumpers since we have the Ultimate model. We're also going to have integrated exhaust outlets, which is kind of uncommon in the truck segment. So I'm very happy to see the nice integrated exhaust. And since we have the 6.2 liter V8, if you're curious about towing, it's going to be 13,000 pounds. Now, of course, there are different tow ratings depending on what engine you choose. Now, it's a pickup truck after all, so let's go ahead and talk about some of the most innovative features the Sierra has. So you might have seen this already, but you can just open the tailgate normally, like a regular tailgate, but the Denali models are going to come standard with GMC's Multi-Pro tailgate, which means you have 6 different modes that you can kind of put this tailgate in to really configure it to whatever your needs might be. So you also have this button right here, which lowers this part. So here's an example of a really nice configuration that you could use. Nice easy step in to the tailgate, and you might also notice this. So integrated in this area, we do actually have a USB port, and you're like, what's this? What's kicker? Well, the Denali Ultimate is going to include an audio system, so we actually do have an integrated audio system back here in the bed of the Sierra Denali. So that's really a dream for tailgating. I mean, I honestly couldn't think of a better vehicle to tailgate in than this particular model, because you do have all the audio features, you even have all the configurations that you can choose from as well. Now, as far as other things, looking at the bed, since we have the Denali Ultimate model, we're going to have a carbon fiber composite bed. So that's going to be stronger and lighter than the other bed option on the Denali. And we do also have this little handle here that we can kind of pop out, lock into place if we need further assistance getting into the bed. Now, as far as other things, like I mentioned, this is the 5.5 foot bed model. We do have a nice bed liner on this, and off to the right, we have a household style outlet, as well as some LED illumination and some illumination up there, as well as bed cameras. Now let's talk about your warranty and safety information, because of course, if you're buying a luxury truck, you want all of those luxury features as well. So GMC is throwing in 3 out of 4 of them as standard equipment on the Denali model. So that's going to be forward emergency braking and pedestrian detection, auto high beams, as well as lane keeping assist. Optional on the regular Denali model through the technology package is adaptive cruise control. And furthermore, you do also have the option of getting Super Cruise on the Denali and the Denali Ultimate. So if you really want that hands-free highway driving experience, Super Cruise is available, which is a super cool feature. We've actually tested that out very extensively, and it is highly, highly advanced, and it does a very good job. Now, as far as your warranty information is concerned, you do have GMC's signature warranty. It's going to be 3-year, 36,000 miles for your basic warranty, 5-year, 60,000 miles for your powertrain warranty, and GMC is also throwing in 1 complimentary service visit. Well, guys, I'm not going to babble too much longer here on the outside, because I know you want to see the extremely luxurious Denali Ultimate interior.
So walking up to this 2023 Denali Ultimate, as you would expect, it does have a standard smart entry system as well as remote start. And to get inside the vehicle, just press the button, it will unlock the door. Now guys, check out this beautifully appointed cabin. Give you guys a quick look at that as a whole, and then we'll go ahead and get inside. Check out all the details. As you can see, we do have power deploying running boards. We also have leather covered assist grips. Some really elaborate animations, as you can see, when you get inside the truck. Now, if you've been in a Denali Sierra, you know that it is very nice. So you're probably wondering, how much nicer could the Ultimate be? Well, it actually is nicer in a lot of different ways. And we'll go ahead and start off by talking about our interior color and material selections. So when you go for the Ultimate trim level, that's going to upgrade you to full grain leather. We also have a special contrast color. This is called Alpine Umber. As you can see, it's basically a brown and black combination, but We have a lot of really cool details on board. As you can see, we have color contrast piping, color contrast stitching. We've got this really nice looking cross stitch through here. And then in the seat itself, we have this cool map of Mount Denali, which you'll see actually repeated throughout the interior as a whole. And then you've got your special Ultimate branding. The leather quality itself is phenomenal. It feels very, very soft and supple. Now turning over here to the seat controls, the Ultimate does upgrade this as well. So we have a 16-way power adjusting seat with the exclusive feature of massage. But let's go ahead and look around all the rest of the cabin materials, which again are absolutely phenomenal. So over here on the armrest, you're going to see that same leather reflected up here. We've got that nice looking cross stitch. You have all genuine leather through here. More of that topographical map of Mount Denali inside of this piece of leather. You have the biggest metal speaker grill I've ever seen, all the way down to the floor. It's going to be leather across the top, and we have a genuine open pore wood trim. Of course, you're going to find two-person memory seating. As far as our windows, they're going to be one-touch auto up and down for the driver and passenger, auto down for the rear two seats. As we move up to the upper dash, this is finished all in leather as well. We've got a color contrast piping and stitching detail that runs through there. The next layer is going to be a genuine textured aluminum, which looks really good. We have more of this open pore wood, again with that really cool engraved design. Leather all through the center portions. And as we come down, we're going to have leather even down here on our lower panels with the stitching detail. Everything in here does feel very nice and solid as well. Now to start it up, you'll notice we don't have a traditional button over here. We actually have this piece since the cabin was fully redesigned last year. Now once you start up the truck, you will be greeted with this 12.3-inch full digital gauge cluster. As you can see, really nice looking graphics on board. You also have all the customizability that you would expect for an advanced system here. So you can go in and change the entire design of your gauge cluster to some pretty interesting things such as this progressive style. Now in addition to that, you also have a very large head-up display. And I mean very large. This is 15 inches. That's the largest I've ever experienced in a vehicle. It really fills up the windshield with a lot of useful information, but also it's not too distracting. Now, as we pull back to the steering wheel, you have a nice leather-wrapped steering wheel. Of course, you got your Denali branding, real aluminum accents that run through the middle. It is going to be power adjusting, and of course, it is heated. Down below, I will point out, though, that the Ultimate does not add power adjusting pedals. None of the Sierras in this generation have had that feature. But luxury or not, it is still a truck after all. So let's go ahead and look into the practicality and storage. So underneath of our brown leather console lid, we do have a very nicely sized center console. First of all, you have this little tray here, but if you pull that out of the way and set that off to the side, you're going to notice a humongous center console. As you can see, it is extremely deep. We do have a household outlet as well as two USB ports inside. And I don't know if you're going to need the coupons if you're driving the Ultimate Sierra Denali, but if you do, they're going to fit in there very, very easily. Also right in front of that, you'll notice your wireless phone charging pad. That's going to be standard on both the Denali and the Denali Ultimate. You just slide your phone right in there. But we're not done yet. We do have our two cup holders. We've got a little tray right there. You've got a couple more USB ports, another large storage area up there, and then you do have some additional storage down there on the side of the console and, of course, in the door trims themselves. Now taking a look at our shifter. We obviously don't have the column shifter anymore since the interior redesign last year. We've got this nice controller. Just going to pull back forward drive. You do actually have paddle shifters on the steering wheel as well. And then you can press all the way up for reverse. Now when you go into reverse, of course, this is the fully loaded model, so you're going to have the best camera system available. We've got the HD surround vision camera, and this has a ton of different views, not just your overhead view and your traditional view, but we can also customize. So we can go over here, we can select a trailer backup view, a side view. Of course, that's our 360 view, and we can also go over to the next page and check out a live bed view as well. So very helpful for getting the job done. And then, of course, you're just going to press the P for park. The electronic parking brake is located on the other side of the steering wheel. Now, back behind the shifter itself, this is your trailer brake controller. You've got a row of a lot of different buttons for various settings. And then right above that, you have your climate control. So finished here in this nice looking piano black trim is your dual zone automatic climate control setup. You adjust the temperature with the aluminum buttons here. Nice and simple. We do also have the 3-stage heated seats and 3-stage ventilated seats, and you can separate the back and butt for the seat heating. Now, before we talk about the display and everything that entails, let's go ahead and talk about the audio systems. So on the Denali, you would have a standard Bose 7-speaker premium sound system, but this is the ultimate, so we need the ultimate sound system. That is a Bose Premium Series 12-speaker sound system with rich bass. So let's go ahead and give that a sample. Yeah, so I have to say, this is a very good sounding sound system. Really fills up the cabin nicely, as you'd expect. And as the name says, it does have a lot of bass. Alrighty, so let's return back to the display. So what we're looking at is a 13.4-inch high-definition display. And what's important about this system is that they have switched to the Android Automotive infotainment basis for the newest General Motors software. So because of that, you do have some built-in functionality powered by Google. Now right now I'm in the wireless Android Auto interface. That of course is going to look pretty much the same as it does on any model. It runs wireless as well as wireless Apple CarPlay. But if I hit the home button and I go into the main interface, you'll see that, like I said, it does have some similarities to an Android tablet. And it does have built-in Google Maps, as you can see, which is quite a bit superior to your usual built-in navigation system. Now as we rise on up, we do have an auto-dimming mirror with HomeLink universal remotes, and if you flip that switch, it is also a rear camera system. Up at the top, we do have a standard size sunroof. This is one thing that General Motors is not adding for this Ultimate version, a panoramic sunroof, so you are going to just stick with the traditional style unit. That being said, you do have a wind buffer, and up here on the Ultimate trim level, they have switched the entire headliner out for a really luxurious feeling suede.
Now you've seen all the luxury going on in the front of the cabin, and now you're probably curious as to, is this the best and most luxurious rear seat a truck has to offer? Well, let's go ahead and dive into that by talking about the space first, and then we'll dive into some of the features. So we're looking at 43.4 inches of legroom, 40.1 inches of headroom, so both of those figures are very class competitive. As you can see, there are just acres of space for someone of my size. Now, granted, I'm only 5'9". This seat is adjusted to Drew, who is 5'8". But as you can see, there's just acres and acres of space. And the headroom particularly, I think, is quite impressive since they've made this little cutout in the roof, which is also nicely suede lined. Now, as far as the amenities, though, let's go ahead and talk about that. Here in the center, we are going to have cup holders. They're going to be outlined in a nice chrome trim. Then if we drop down to this area, you're going to notice we have 3-stage heated rear seats. That's going to be included on the Denali models as well as the Ultimate. And I do want to point out no seat ventilation, so that's one feature that the Ram 1500 is going to have that this Denali Ultimate model does not have. Now, dropping below that, we have a USB Type-A port as well as a USB Type-C. We have these little vents right here. That's actually going to be standard on every single Sierra model. And then if we fold down the center armrest, and here you're going to find a really nice armrest. It's so wide that you can have a little storage here in between the two cup holders on each side. And then let's turn to your door trim. Your door trim is going to be beautifully finished. So you got leather on the very upper part. It goes all the way across. We even have a little metal speaker grill in the very front part. Beautiful open pore wood trim. Some more of that brown leather for your armrest. And really the leather is just covering absolutely every square inch. And it's also going to have that same Denali embossing in there, as well as another metal speaker grill in the very bottom. Additionally, rounding us off, we have quite a bit of bottle storage in the lower areas, and I want to point out that you do have leather assist grips here in the rear as well. No rear window sunshades are going to be available on the Sierra though. Now, it's a pickup truck after all, so you do need some practicality to go with the luxury that I just mentioned. So you can just fold the seat bottoms up like that. Super easy to do. That gives you this entire area to work with whatever you're going to need, and then we can just fold it right back down just like that. However, they have had this pretty innovative storage solution that no one's ever going to find. You have the seat back storage, so you can just pop out the seat back and store whatever you're going to want back there. Honestly, you could hide pretty much anything, because I don't think anyone is going to be looking in the back of the seat back. Now, your passenger seat here on this Denali Ultimate is going to be power adjusting and have every bit of adjustments that you could ever want, including four-way lumbar support and even power massaging abilities over here on this side. Now, as far as other things and other storage solutions, you will notice behind this beautiful piece of wood, you can press this button. That's going to release that and allow you to put whatever you're going to want in here. Something I think would be very useful, maybe some coupons up in here, and it is going to be nicely felt lined. So you can hide your coupons behind the wood trim. And then if we drop down to the lower glove box portion, we do have a more traditional setup down here. It's going to be pretty good sized. It's actually not felt lined. This part is felt lined, but this part is not. But certainly our coupons can fit in there if you just prefer the more traditional glove box solution. For our sun visor, we do have a really nice large one. It's going to be lined in a nice Alcantara material. We do also have a large mirror, LED lights that gently fade in and out, and we can also detach it and extend it.
So that was a little quick punch of the accelerator. As you can see, we're going into a red light. But power is pretty good here with the turbo diesel. That's right, we actually have the turbo diesel model, which is available as two of your choices. So you got the 6.2 or the turbo diesel for Denali Ultimate, and then the standard Denali also has the 5.3 liter. So the big thing about a diesel, of course, is torque. So what you have is a 3-liter turbo inline 6-cylinder diesel that's going to make 277 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. So as you may know, 460 pound-feet of torque is actually the same torque that the 6.2-liter V8 has. So lots of torque.
Yeah, and the really cool thing about having the diesel, we've been in several Sierra diesel models, is that, I mean, it just kind of feels like you're in a heavy-duty truck, except you're not in a heavy-duty truck. You have that, like, nice diesel noise to it. The diesel torque, like Drew was mentioning, makes you feel like you're in a truck. Now, like he was mentioning, there are the other engine options. I'll go ahead and read those horsepower figures off to you. The 6.2-liter, 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. And then the 5.3-liter, 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque. But just kind of cruising along here, I do want to talk about your ride quality, because I think that's probably a very important part of anyone who buys a Sierra Denali, because if you're going for the Denali, you want it to be a very luxurious experience. You're kind of buying a luxury truck, and it does a really, really good job, guys. Just cruising down on this flat stretch of highway, it is so smooth. The seats are really comfortable. I'm just really enjoying the ride quality. Now, we do not have a full air suspension available on the Sierra like the Ram 1500, but we do still have adaptive dampers that are standard on the Denali model, and the adaptive dampers do a really good job. It's not as good as a full air suspension, but I'd say it's about 75% there.
Yeah, tons of torque for sure. Let's go ahead and talk about the other aspect of the powertrain. So, paired with both engines will be a 10-speed automatic transmission. We've said it in the past, in many other General Motors applications we've sampled over many weeks of time. This is a really good transmission. They've done a great job of tuning this for their truck models. It's very responsive, it's very smooth, it doesn't seem confused or anything like that, and it gives you the power that you need when you put your foot down. That's all you can really ask for with the transmission.
Now, as far as your fuel economies are concerned, that is another aspect of owning a diesel that you might like, is that the fuel economy is going to be pretty impressive. So you're looking at 24 city, 29 highway. So really, really good rating for the diesel model. So even though diesel does cost a little bit more where we're living per gallon, you're certainly going to be getting quite a bit of a fuel economy benefit over the 6.2 liter, which is rated at 15, 19, 17 miles a gallon combined. So that model's pretty low fuel economy wise, but it of course does have a beautiful V8 growl and lots of power. So
yeah, there's just something really nice about driving a diesel in a full-size truck, not a heavy-duty truck. A lot of the rivals are eliminating that, like the F-150. So it is nice that you can get that, and you can get it in lower trim levels, but you can go all the way up to the top and get it with the Denali Ultimate. And let's go ahead and talk about today's Slam Dunk and Airball. So I want to start off with the Slam Dunk. That's going to be the overall luxury. The Denali Ultimate really just is amazing. The luxury is extreme. It's basically like the Escalade of trucks.
Yeah.
In essence, you just have a lot of extra luxury features. In case you're wondering, by the way, I should explain this. We're in the regular Denali right now. The Ultimate we were sampling earlier was sold, so we're driving a regular Denali, which was also for sale. Nothing with the driving experience changes in that regard. But in case you're wondering why the truck does look a little bit
slightly different.
But it actually was a good way for us to see just how much different the Ultimate is from the Denali. It is definitely a step up from this regular version.
Yeah, for sure. Now, as far as our Airball today, what we're going to say is there are still a few features that the Denali Ultimate does not have that some of the really luxurious trucks do have that it competes with. For instance, I think the most egregious one is the moonroof, right? We just have the standard size moonroof. A lot of trucks give you the panoramic option, and I would certainly love to see that added to the Sierra lineup.
Nice. Yeah, plenty of power.
Now that we're up a little bit past 55, let's
make sure I get it to 55. It's very, very windy today, by the way, guys.
Yeah. 55.6 is what we were settling in at. Honestly, considering how windy it is today, I think that's a very, very, very good reading. It seems very quiet inside of this cabin. Like I said, just the overall luxury experience. This is a very good riding vehicle. Lots of quiet sound deadening going on. So you're not going to be disappointed with the luxury experience that Denali has to offer. So we've been talking a lot about all the really great elements about this truck, but how much is it going to cost? It's not going to be cheap. So the Denali is going to start at $67,095. That's going to be 4x2. You can option on four-wheel drive. The Denali Ultimate is going to cost $82,140 as a starting point. And the particular tester, not the one that we're in today, but the black one that we just got out of and did the whole review on, that Denali Ultimate, once we add in all of the optional features, plus the destination charge of $17.95, that's pretty steep, we're looking at $83,645.
But overall, guys, what can we really say that's left about the luxury of the Ultimate Denali? I mean, it's just really, really very impressive. If you're looking to have that ultimate luxury experience behind the wheel of a pickup truck, you've got to check this model out, because, you know, maybe we'll do a comparison or something in the future.
Yeah.
It is, yes, the Ram Limited. Ooh, it's really close. It's really close. But this is certainly one of the finest luxury pickup trucks money can buy, no doubt about it.
Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us on this in-depth review of the 2023 GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate. This truly is one of the most luxurious trucks money can buy, so we're very thankful that we had the chance to check it out and show you all what this luxury truck is all about. If you'd like to see more car content, we would truly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below, and also followed us on TikTok and Instagram, where we have other forms of content. And we do also have a merch store, so if you like the merchandise that I'm wearing today, you can support the channel that way. Anyway, we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.